The Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show,
Presented by Lake Urgent Care.
on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
From the Jamborees to the Superdome.
Your source for the most up-to-date scores and stats is right here. Now, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, here's Todd Black, Jimmy Roy, and Cade Wazan.
Good evening and welcome to Round 1 playoff edition of the Louisiana Prep School Board Show, presented by Lake Urgent Care on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, on the 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel, and on Your View tonight. Everyone's starting on time, and that's a good thing. Cade Wazan, Todd Black, Jimmy Roy, we got Ryan Kennedy, we got Casey Gaines, and we got Skip Cottrell behind the scenes making this show happen, and we appreciate you tuning in tonight. We'll have some victorious head coaches who are looking forward to round 2 of the postseason. We'll have a complete scoreboard throughout the night from all 8 brackets. And tonight we will have at least 6 or 7 opportunities with some videos put together from our video department. And Cassie, who is not producing tonight, and coordinated through our own coach Todd Black on the Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Facebook page, honoring those local athletes who went on to serve or have served in the military in any capacity. Could be Air Force, could be Army, Coast Guard, Marines, Navy. We are honoring them tonight, and a big salute throughout the night. As we go into break, you'll see a couple of slides put together with the name of the local athlete, with the high school they went to, the branch of military they were in, and the year they graduated.
You know, I've been told on multiple occasions, Veterans Day is for veterans. I understand that.
Right.
This just happened to fit, and you suggested with it being tomorrow, it's being recognized today, that's a good opportunity. And I agree. I just think that we always talk about athletes who go on and play in college. What about the athletes that go put their lives on the line for us? And ended up with like 262, 265 names. And honestly, I kind of had to cut some off. Because it was just crazy how many people are out there, and it's pretty awesome.
And I bet you find, and this is just from personal experience, if you have those in your family, you know someone who has served, men or women, who have made the ultimate sacrifice, have went out and served in the military. It's a lot of times it's them who are not going to pat themselves on the back. It's going to be a father, it's going to be a sister, a daughter, a wife who's going to say, "Hey, please, make sure you salute my father, my brother, my sister," because they are very they're very selfless, and they're not going to be the ones to want to, seek out the praise, but it's our opportunity to do.
And imagine being a parent, and that's tough too. And you have to give them a whole lot of credit as well. And I got some really cool notes from a lot of people just saying thank you for doing it. And somebody even put on there, "Oh, it's actually going to happen." So I guess they thought that we were just going to kind of roll with it. But I look forward to that. And thanks, Cassie, for all your hard work to make that happen.
Let's go ahead and get things started tonight with our opening drive.
Taking you through tonight's top stories. This is Opening Drive on Louisiana Prep Scoreboard.
So we're certainly going to spend more time tonight getting to our scoreboards as we're updating what happens tonight and getting into round 2. But as far as the opening drive goes tonight, highlighting 3 results that really stood out. And from the Baton Rouge area, I got to give a salute to Coach Sid Edwards and Estruma as they get the win tonight over Northside. We started this football season. It might have been the first week of Louisiana Prep Weekly where we had Coach Sid on, and he went into the details of what his job entails, going out into the community, talking with guys and families in the community. The father kind of figure you may have to play in addition to coach. There's a lot of things that are involved there, and hey, hats off on this season. It's not done yet. They have advanced to round 2 of the postseason.
And there's a connection between Coach Sid and our Student Athlete of the Week, which I'll explain later. But Jimmy said earlier this week, we were talking, he said, how big of a win will this be if Estruma can go on the road and win? And, Jimmy, they did.
And honestly, I didn't think they could go over there and win. I know it's a 16-17 matchup, but Northside had played one of the most difficult, if not the most difficult schedule in that division going into the playoffs. They've played Westgate really well. They've played Turlings really well. I just thought, even though the two teams record-wise and those type things, seeding-wise was really close, I thought the schedule that Northside had played would give them an advantage. But this is a big win just to get the kids to believing in what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they're going to advance to play the number 1 seed next week, and that'll be a tough task. But, hey, they get that opportunity, and I just think it's great.
Maybe in the offseason, that win makes a kid decide to do the right thing opposed to possibly venturing off doing
And not only that, how many kids do you pick up because of this walk in the halls that you've been trying to get out all year, and now all of a sudden they want to come out and play with you?
Those jerseys, you better order more.
That's right.
And helmets.
Another win that is something of a surprise, and that being North Shore on the road defeating West Monroe, and doing so a very low-scoring game. West Monroe up 7-0 for the most part, and then a late field goal as West Monroe drove pretty much the length of the field on a 4th and 1 from about the 14 was blocked up front, and North Shore comes away with a 9-7 win.
The most exciting thing I'm looking forward to is what excuse is going to come out of Rebel Nation this week, because it's been the referees here and it's always something. But somebody had said they had won 29 first-round games. Number 30 wasn't meant to be, and it just wasn't the same. West Monroe team has been up there. I think they, against Ruston, they played as well as they could, and they just had a letdown and couldn't overcome it.
I don't think they'll have an excuse with this coaching staff. The previous one, maybe so. But they just got beat tonight. And when you're coming off of a game like Ruston, when you play a rival game like that, a lot of times you're flat. And it's hard to rebound like that. North Shore going into this game, they scored more than 23 points in one game this year. They've only reached 20 3 times this year. So you knew defensively going in they were going to have to step it up, which they've done all year. They've allowed 14.1 on the year. But I don't think anyone saw this one coming. Just because North Shore hasn't been able to score, West Monroe has been playing really well, but I think it's a hangover from last week's game with Ruston.
I'd like to say I did. I just didn't have the wherewithal to go ahead and say it.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Yeah, I just didn't say it. I just.
Hey, hats off to Coach Davis, who took over a tough situation at the beginning of the season, and there's a lot that can happen, I think, in that situation. Players can say, well, I was with the other guy, or players can say, hey, I was with the guy before that. Or, parents are pulling you one way, and then he has to get in there and say, hey, we got to get together. We got to play as a team. That's easier said than done. And so they go through that part of the season.
Yeah.
They keep going one game at a time. We saw them improve. We know that the talent they have at that school. The young man plays quarterback, playing Team USA baseball. He's got just as good as on his feet as he is with his legs.
Signed with Ole Miss yesterday. I mean, you had 5 guys up there on the baseball team signed with D1. Big John Pearson's one of them. You wonder what's going to happen now with West Monroe as far as, are they going to elevate Coach Davis to the full-time coach, or are they going to open up the search again? That'll be something to follow in the offseason.
And the offseason's big. When a coach doesn't have his offseason, he doesn't have – that's where your weight room and your bonding, your toughness, and it all comes together. And I guess that's where the head coach or the new head coach gets to lay his foundation.
And the difficulty beyond just the fact that you're not advancing in round 2 of the postseason is you like to get to that turkey week, give you another 2 weeks where you've got an extended, chance to practice and work on things. And so we'll see.
You're going to be hunting this turkey week.
That's fair. That's fair. We have plenty to get to, as we mentioned. In just a couple of minutes, our first of our series of videos tonight honoring our local military high school heroes.
The state.
The state.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. It's statewide, and we've plenty of names. So close to 300-something names that we went through. We'll go through our first in our series honoring the military with our Air Force video. But let's go ahead and get you caught up on scores. Still some to get through, but we're going to start first on the non-select side, those 4 brackets, and then we'll go through the select side. Certainly, we'll start with Division I non-select.
The Division I non-select playoff bracket.
Presented by Lake Urgent Care.
Number 16, Westgate over number 17, Terrebonne, 27-10. Number 9, Walker over number 24, Benton, 48-20. Number 25, North Shore over number 8, West Monroe, 9-7. Number 5, Santa Maria, 31. Number 28, Ouachita, 3. Number 21, Mandeville upsets Sam Houston, 50-36. Southside, number 13, over number 20, Thibodaux, 42-9.
The Division II non-select playoff bracket. Served by walk-ons.
Belle Chase over Parkway, 43-16. Salmon, 20, number 22, West Ouachita, 2017. Number 6, Zachary, 51. Number 27, Barb, 14. Number 7, Dutchtown, 42. South Lafourche, 0. Number 10, Chalmette over 23, Ponchatoula, 35-28. Number 18, Central over East St. John, 43-15.
The Division II non-select playoff bracket. Served by walk-ons.
DeRitter over Lakeshore, 28-21. Number 9, Plaquemine shuts out Albany, 45-0. Number 8, Iowa shuts out Grant, 49-0. Number 5, West Feliciana defeats number 28, Minden, 42-8. Number 12, Opelousas over number 21, Rain, 57-6. Number 13, Abbeville defeats number 20, Pearl River, 34-20. Number 19, Breaux Bridge upsets number 14, Eunice, 35-19. Number 22, Northwest, 42. Number 11, Franklin Parish, 20. Number 6, Wasman, 27. 27, Bruley, 6. Number 26, St. Martinville defeats number 7, Leesville, 46-40. Number 10, Jennings over number 23, Kaplan, 34-6. Number 15, Iota, 35. Number 18, Church Point, 6.
The Division III non-select playoff bracket. Pumped by Peak Performance.
Number 16, Caldwell Parish, 13. Number 17, Richwood, 6. Number 9, Joel Sumner over number 24, South Beauregard, 18-14. Number 8, Amy defeats number 25, Donaldsonville, 21-6. Number 5, Bogalusa, 42. Number 28, Westlake, 7. Number 12, Lauraville, 40. Number 21, Rayville, 12. Number 20, Port Allen, 25. Number 13, St. Helena, 18. Number 14, North Webster, 42. Number 19, Patterson, 0. Number 11, South Plaquemine, 34. Number 22, Port Barry, 16. And number 6, Manny shuts out number 27, Springfield, 61-0. Number 7, Pine, 38. Number 26, Red River, 16. Number 23, Avoyles defeats number 10, Kinder, 28-22. Number 18, Mansfield over number 15, Marksville, 34-28.
The Division IV non-select playoff bracket. Insured by State Farm.
Number 16, Franklin, 46. Number 17, Grand Lake, 13. Number 9, White Castle blanks number 24, Varnado, 52-0. Number 8, Welsh over number 25, Basile, 42-20. Number 5, Jeanneret over number 28, West St. John, 12-6. Number 12, East Feliciana shuts out number 21, Elton, 38-0. Number 20, General Trask over Arcadia, 22-6. Number 19, Lake Arthur over number 14, Montgomery, 46-35. Number 22, Centerville over number 11, Oberlin, 40-26. Number 6, Mangum over number 27, Lakeview, 54-14. Number 10, Oakdale over number 23, East Beauregard, 53-21.
The Division I Select Playoff Bracket, restored by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic.
Number 16, Jesuit over number 17, Bird, 23-2. Number 9, Karen Crow over number 24, Pineville, 57-7. Number 21, Woodlawn over number 12, Huntington, 16-6. Number 13, Alexandria over number 20, Bonneville, 58-9. Number 14, John Ehret, 41. Number 19, Riverdale, 7. Number 22, St. Aug, 43. Number 11, McKinley, 6. Number 10, Tioga, 49. Number 23, L.W. Higgins, 14. Number 18, Rummel, 34. Number 15, Northwood Shreveport, 14.
The Division II Select Playoff Bracket, presented by Lake Urgent Care.
Number 17, Estruma, 38. Number 16, Northside, 16. Number 9, Livingston defeats number 24, Booker T. Washington, 11-8. Number 12, Evangel blanks number 21, Bel Air, 49-0. Number 13, Vanderbilt Catholic defeats number 20, F.A. Douglas, 28-6. Number 14, Peabody, 42. Number 19, Booker T. Washington, 6. Number 11, McDonough, 35, 28. L.B. Landry, 0. Madison Prep, number 10 seed, defeats Woodlawn Shreveport, 54-0. De La Salle, a 15 seed, defeats Buckeye, 42-0.
The Division III Select Playoff Bracket, served by walk-ons.
Number 17, Ascension Episcopal defeats number 16, Loyola Prep, 34-17. Number 9, Notre Dame over number 24, Green Oaks, 49-14. Number 12, Pope John Paul II defeats number 21, Lake Charles College Prep, 34-7. Patrick Taylor beats Sophie B. Wright, 52-42. Number 19, St. Thomas Aquinas, 36. Northlake Christian, 35. Episcopal, 50. Martin Luther King, 6. Parkview over Jefferson Rise, 42-8. Menard over Homer Christian, 23-8.
The Division IV Select Playoff Bracket, insured by State Farm.
Delhi Charter, 17 seed, defeats 16 seed Slaughter, 26-22. Number 9, Ascension Catholic, 48. Number 24, Central Private, 14. Number 12, Catholic Point Capee blanks Cedar Creek, 42-0. Number 20, Covenant Christian defeats Delta Charter, 35-6. Number 19, Westminster Christian defeats number 14, St. Edmund, 7-6. Number 11, Glenbrook over number 22, Sacred Heart, 49-12. Number 10, Central Catholic, 28. Number 23, Hamilton Christian, 6. Number 15, Hanson over number 18, St. John, 34-13.
As we mentioned throughout the night, we'll be honoring military veterans from both here in Baton Rouge and around the state who were high school athletes and went on to serve in the various branches of the military. It's our first chance to salute. We'll do so with our video for the Air Force. If you're tuning in on your view or the 1045 ESPN YouTube channel, you will see the names scrolling along with the school they went to, the branch of military they served in, and the year they graduated. This first video is going out to the Air Force.
At Louisiana Turf Cleaning, our number one priority is athlete safety. We specialize in sanitizing and general cleaning maintenance of artificial turf sports fields. From the constant wear and tear on the field to the bacteria, mold, and viruses that get under those turf fibers, we take care of it all. We also remove any unseen metal in the turf that could potentially cut an athlete. For more information, call me, Kerry Myers, to get a quote today, 504-453-6950. And let Louisiana Turf Cleaning keep your playing surface safe, 504-453-6950.
Don't have time for a cold? A cut? Those allergies? Or a sprain?
I really don't have time for this.
Lake Urgent Care is here to help with easy, convenient online check-in, virtual visits, or walk-in care. Plus, we're kid-friendly and open 7 days a week, including holidays and weekends. When you don't have the time to be sick or hurt, feel better faster at Lake Urgent Care and Lake After Hours.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225
Bus ride back home better since 2011. Louisiana Prep Scoreboard with Cade, Todd, and Jimmy. Presented by Lake Urgent Care on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Back to the playoff round 1 edition of Louisiana Prep Scoreboard, presented by Lake Urgent Care. Cade Wazan, Todd Black, and Jimmy Roy. And we now jump on the hotline and join a coach. Man, it's been a while. I think it's the first time we've had Coach Nelson Stewart on from Newman. Coach, thanks so much for a couple minutes with us tonight.
Oh, no, my pleasure. Thank you guys so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Coach, I want to just ask you right off the bat, with this season, I know that, I guess it's a blessing and a curse, because certainly your school got a lot of attention. There was a lot of publicity and media attention for your school the last couple of seasons. With the young man you had under center. But going into this season, did it feel a little like a sense of relief? You guys could kind of get back to some sort of normalcy, maybe?
Well, I see both sides. I think one, Arch was fantastic for us. I coached him since he was in, really pre-K. It was fun, early, and it got a little crazy, where ESPN and national media, whatnot. But look, we got through it. I thought he had a great career, and I'm a high school football coach, as you alluded to. I think that as a program, we've been able to refocus. There wasn't a lot of attention on us, which has been good. I think, yes and no. I think none of that was a reflection on Arch, but it was a lot. I mean, last year there was a lot of times when, you don't think about getting off a bus and just trying to get your team situated to get through crowds and whatnot. But, it has been in many ways. And I'm awful proud of our kids and seniors for the year we've had. And it's been a good start. And, I would say it's good. It is good to just be able to coach high school football.
Coach, we were just talking a little bit about how the offseason gives the head coaches an opportunity to lay the foundation. You talk about this senior group, or this group had a really good offseason, and it kind of rolled over into the regular season, and you're 9-1 with the first round bye. Talk a little bit about this class and how they've come together as a unit and put you guys in a really good spot.
Yeah, well, actually, you just said it. I think, we really, after, last year, we just really, married the weight room. We just put our kids in there. We did less school football, on-field training. We really, got in the weight room. We wanted to get bigger, faster, stronger. We focused on 7-on-7. We were fortunate that, we won, the small school division, whatnot up there, and we had our leagues, but we focused on our linemen. I think that the games went up front. We've got 18 great seniors, and I think that's where it's won. And like I said, we're really under the radar. I think our kids worked incredibly hard from January all the way through to August, and I thought we had big gains there, and we just focused really truly on defense to be able to run the football, winning up front, special teams, and the rest kind of take care of itself. But it's a hungry group. I think we have an incredibly mature group that knew going in there wasn't a lot of limelight, not a lot of talk around our program, and which was good. We were able to just kind of dig in and focus on what was important. And it's been a good year. But I really think we've won in the weight room, and I think that's really helped us in our schedule. Playing the Hanvilles and Mannies and whatnot, of the world, it really helps us get a good start and where we are now.
You mentioned up front, Eli Friend replacing March has been phenomenal. Throwing for over 14, almost 1,500 yards, rushing for right at 500 yards. But 26 touchdowns combined, only 2 interceptions. But you mentioned the guys up front. And at Starson, you got a good one with Brett Bordelon, the LSU commit. His brother played for you. He's at LSU now. You got a big tight end in Will, how you say his last name, Rozelle? Lorzell committed to South Alabama. So it's a good base up front. And we all know it doesn't matter whether you want to run a veer, 5 wide or whatever. The game's still won in the trenches.
Look, absolutely, you just said it. And, I'm an old lineman. I wasn't a quarterback. Sometimes I hear jokes. I was Peyton Manning's backup. I absolutely was not. I was a defensive lineman, and I couldn't even hit him in practice. So, I coach a little bit. But, I think that it is one up front. I've learned it time and time again. And, look, I will tell you, Bull Bordelon, who's, now doing such a great job at LSU, was phenomenal for us, but we have never had one like Brett. Brett's 6'6", 290 pounds. He can do a handstand and backflips and all these great things. He is certainly as good a lineman as we've ever had. And then you add Will Orzell, 6'6", 250 pounds, and it's great hands, a great route runner, but they win the work in the trenches. So it starts there. And Eli Friend, you can't replace Arch. I think everybody wants to compare. He's his own person. He's a lot more Tim Tebow-ish per se. He can do some power reads and run game, but look, he has great touch. He's an Ivy League recruit, Dartmouth, Harvard. Those guys like him, and you have to be able to run. I think the ability for the quarterback to run keep it even per se. When you see, light boxes, man defenses really help. But, the three you mentioned really have kind of been the engine that have, made us work. And, I can't say enough good things about Brett. LSU did such a good job getting him early. And then you add in Will Orzel. That certainly has been really the engine that's gotten us going. And I think there's a lot of improvement left. Played a great St. Joe's Catholic team, and there's never such a thing as a good loss, but it's pretty close for us. I think we've examined some things and looked at it, and I think we have a great ball club. And as you alluded to, those guys up front, and you add in Eli, really have been fantastic for us.
Is there any truth that your quarterback, or no, is your lineman learned his backflips and handstands from you?
That is absolutely not true, and I could not.
Kind of like being a backup quarterback.
Yeah, that's right.
I just always clear that up because even Archer's recruitment, Jabbar Jaluk at Florida said, "You were a quarterback." I was like, "Absolutely not. That is not true." And if Peyton Manning hears that, I'll rip you. No, he is not. But Brett, he's an athletic freak. He really is. He's long. He can do all those things, and I could bench press a little bit and zone block, but no, these kids nowadays, the things they can do, and we've got a great strength coach. So yeah, no,
Coach, he's a junior, correct?
Baby Ben did it. Yes, he is. Thankfully, they both are. Brett and Eli both, and I think we got a good 2-year run. So yeah, no, they're awesome for us.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time with us tonight as you guys prepare for second round playoff game in Select Division 3.
Aquinas.
Yep.
Yeah, we scouted tonight. I told Todd, so we were out there, and 36-35 went down to the wire district matchup, and got to get ready for the Wing T. They do a great job, and it was a district matchup, so it's just I don't do well with bye weeks. I think we're ready to prepare for an opponent, and obviously Division 3 it's loaded, so we got a lot of work in front.
Y'all went over there stealing signals, were y'all?
Dude, I was thinking the same thing, and I wasn't going to say anything.
No, I'm not doing that. My phone was down. No, sir.
All right, Coach, we appreciate you, man. Good luck next week.
All right, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, that concludes.
I was thinking the same thing. I said I'm not going to say it.
I will tell a story. So,
32 Blackbird.
About 20 years.
Y'all going to the car wash?
About 20 years or so. No, it's not a car wash.
Okay.
About 20 years or so ago, a guy who was a really good offensive coach couldn't figure out one time how a team just shut them completely down. And that's exactly what they did. The other team, they went and scouted them. They filmed the play and they filmed the coach, and he never changed his signals. They used the same wristband or the same signals every week, and that team knew what was coming. I mean, it's not that hard to change your damn signals every week, is it?
I would think. I thought those giant.
I don't
boards
know,
of different
but at that level anyway, they ought to have headsets in their ears like the
If they can put an air conditioner in there, they damn sure can put a microphone.
That's right.
Let's tell you what, we'll take a timeout. When we get back, we'll get you caught up on Select Divisions 1 through 4. This is the playoff round 1 edition of Louisiana Prep Scoreboard, presented by Lake Urgent Care. Oh, and by the way, as we go to break, let's salute our military veterans from the Army here on Louisiana Prep Scoreboard.
Don't have time for a new rash?
I don't have time for this.
We're here to help with convenient virtual visits on your computer or any mobile device. If you don't have time to be sick, feel better faster with Lake Urgent Care and Lake After Hours.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Don't have time for a cold? A cut? Those allergies? Or a sprain?
I really don't have time for this.
Lake Urgent Care is here to help with easy, convenient online check-in, virtual visits, or walk-in care. Plus, we're kid-friendly and open 7 days a week, including holidays and weekends. When you don't have the time to be sick or hurt, feel better faster at Lake Urgent Care and Lake After Hours.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you.
Back to Louisiana Prep Scoreboard with Cade, Todd, and Jimmy. Presented by Lake Urgent Care on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. The Division I Select Playoff Bracket, restored by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic.
Jesuit over Bird 23-2. Karen Crow defeats Pineville 57-7. Woodlawn over Huntington 16-6. Alexandria over Bonneville 58-9. John Ehret over Riverdale 41-7. St. Aug over McKinley 43-6. Tioga defeats Higgins 49-14. Rummel over Northwood Shreveport 34-14.
The Division II Select Playoff Bracket, presented by Lake Urgent Care.
Ostroma over Northside 38-16. Livingston over Booker T. Washington Shreveport 11-8. Evangel blanks Bel Air 49-0. Vanderbilt Catholic 28. F.A. Douglas 6. Peabody over Booker T. Washington New Orleans 42-6. McDonough 35-28. LB Landry 0. Madison Prep over Woodlawn Shreveport 54-0. De La Salle defeats Buckeye 42-0.
The Division III Select Playoff Bracket, served by walk-ons.
Ascension Episcopal over Loyola Prep 34-17. Notre Dame over Green Oaks 49-14. Pope John Paul II 34. Lake Charles College Prep 7. Patrick Taylor over Sophie B. Wright 52-42. St. Thomas Aquinas over Northlake Christian 36-35. Episcopal over Martin Luther King 50-6. Parkview defeats Jefferson Rise 42-8. Menard over Houma Christian 23-8.
The Division IV Select Playoff Bracket, insured by State Farm.
Delhi Charter over Slaughter 26-22. Ascension Catholic over Central Private 48-14. Catholic Point Capiz shuts out Cedar Creek 42-0. Covenant Christian over Delta Charter 35-6. Westminster Christian 7, St. Edmund 6, and Glenbrook 49, Sacred Heart 12. Central Catholic defeats Hamilton Christian 28-6. Hanson over St. John 34-13.
Thank you, Skip. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Casey. Gathering our scores, producing tonight's program here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, the 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel, and your view. Hello to everyone tuning in. And if you were watching, this is an extra special night to watch. We are honoring our military veterans, and because this is Louisiana Prep Scoreboard, those athletes statewide who played prep football, prep sports. If you were a prep athlete and went on to serve in our military, we are honoring you throughout the night. Our next group we'll be honoring is the Coast Guard.
So let me explain that I'm not very talented on social media. So when my post started getting shared, I didn't know where to look to find all the names. I didn't know if they came back to me. So I was just going everywhere. And so in the process, there's a couple names that I accidentally omitted.
Mm-hmm.
And I promised the families, because that drives me crazy that I did. But will you read their names for me, please?
Yes. Braxton Ebarb. He is a Marine from Manny.
We'll forgive him.
Class of 2021.
Yep.
Dallas Halligan in the Navy from Hanson, class of 2023.
A couple of other ones. C.J. Thibodeau, all-state running back from Notre Dame. Went to the Air Force. And two kids that we coach, and I'm ashamed to say I forget which branch they went to, but was Eric Gullett and Christian Rowe Beek from Redemptorist High School. I'm not going to sit here and lie and tell you which one it was, but two good
They're still
kids.
serving our country.
Yes.
That's the bottom line.
So just a couple minutes, and we're going to go to a break, catching up on some time here before we end up hour one. But on the non-select side, Division I, a game we watched a good chunk of here at the studio, was Walker and Benton. And it's becoming fun to watch a young man we had a chance to meet in person succeed and do so each and every week, no matter who decides to kick to him, because he's bringing them back. And now for what, 5 out of the last 4 or 5 out of the last 6 weeks?
Yeah.
He's got another one?
Yeah, Benton and Walker is 55-26. Kind of went like we expected. Benton coming into this game was allowing 41.6 points a game and giving up 60 points 4 times this year already. It was 41-20 at half. Mr. William Weathers, who I think was one of the best sports writers ever for the Advocate, he's doing some other things now writing, and he was texting us. Bordalis had another punt return tonight, interception return. I know that's at least 5 punt returns. I don't know about kickoffs.
Right.
And interceptions. But last week, Denham Springs was smart. They didn't kick to him, but because his effect on the game, Denham Springs averaged between 22 and 25 yards a punt, kicking away from him. But you got to kick away from him. Yeah, I
It's
mean,
common sense.
I mean, if you kick it 30, 35 yards and you kick it out of bounds, it's better than kicking it to him.
Didn't kick straight to him tonight.
Straight to him in the middle of the field.
Look, I can remember a game. We're up in Catholic New Iberia. We're up 21. And we've kicked away from this kid the entire night. It's the fourth quarter, and what do?
Kicked it to the 1 yard line.
And he did what?
Run
He
it back.
ran it back. And Jimmy's on. I'm just like, and then they kicked onside kick, got it. We ended up losing 51.
Why did you bring that one up? You didn't have any others you seen on TV or anything you could talk about?
No, I can remember all the losses, that's for sure.
But he broke several tackles on one of those where I wish we can pull that replay up. I mean, he did a lot of work himself, even though the team, put it right in the breadbasket and had he had the chance to return. But he is just an incredible athlete. You hope that there's a lot of teams watching out there for a guy that.
You have to remember also he was 100-meter. He was undefeated in the 100 meters until the state championship.
And he weighs about a 112.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean
he and Jackson. We're talking about.
He honestly is what, probably 130,
140,
135, somewhere in there. He can fly.
He can fly.
Let's go ahead and take our next break, and as we do so, we'll salute our prep athletes from the Coast Guard. Our Louisiana Prep Scoreboard, presented by Lake Urgent Care.
Do you think you have COVID-19?
I'm worried I may have COVID.
We're open 7 days a week for both rapid COVID and antibody testing. Life is busy. You don't have time. Get your results fast at Lake Urgent Care and Lake After Hours.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency. The light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com. Oh, by the way, we do shutters too.
Don't have time for a stomach virus?
I don't have time to be sick today.
When you're sick after hours or weekends, you don't have time to wait around.
Devin Ducote from West Feliciana High School, and you're listening to Louisiana Prep Scoreboard on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Welcome back to Louisiana Prep Scoreboard here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. And your view, we are presented by Lake Urgent Care. Let's jump on the phone lines, and we are joined by head coach of St. Aug, Coach Nick Foster, as the Knights get a win tonight, 43-6 over McKinley. Coach, congratulations on the win, and thanks so much for a couple minutes with us.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all having me.
Man, it's good seeing you today. The rain held off for you guys. Y'all had a good one tonight.
We're actually riding through the rain back home now, so good Mother Nature took care of it.
Coach, this season's been kind of a strange one. You opened up 2-0. I got to saw y'all play Zachary at Zachary, 17-7 game. Then you hit a little patch where you struggled a little bit. You played some teams close, couldn't get over that hump, and then tonight you come out on fire and get you a big win.
Well, like I tell the boys, football is a game of life. You're going to face adversity. You're going to have your up and down. You just got to stay consistent with your preparation, and you're going to figure it out. Tonight we was able to get the first round of the playoff, a good victory against a respectable team. Hats off to McKinley and Coach Allen. They had a good season this year. But we was able to rally and get some things together and get the victory.
Coach, you got a really good receiver in Joshua Jackson, who was committed earlier. I think he reopened his commitment. He's had a heck of a year for you, along with your quarterback, Dawson Simmons.
Yes, Josh had a hell of a career for us since he's been at San Augustine. When you talk about a vertical threat and just stretch the fields, he's one of the best in the state. And also when Dawson is protected and able to sit in a pocket, he can launch it. He can spin it for him.
Talk about your offensive and defensive fronts, because, you know, when I saw y'all against Zachary in week 3, they were impressive as anyone you want to see. I know you got I think it's a young sophomore maybe that's committed to LSU.
Mm-hmm. What you say? I can't hear you.
You got a young sophomore that's committed to LSU he was talking about?
Well, we yes, but if you start talking about Thanos, yes, Jakeem Stewart, he's definitely one of the best in the country in that position. Big kid, and the future is bright. But also the way he works, he works just impeccable. He continues to get better every day. And despite tonight, he had a good game.
We'll have to reconnect with Coach Foster as things happen when you're
traveling
back from the game.
He's probably crossing that causeway if I had to bet and he's in the rain. Coach, we appreciate you taking up a little bit of time. Thank you. All right, sorry about that, guys, but sometimes when you catching coaches traveling, these cell phones don't work all the time in all the locations. But good win for St. Aug tonight. They had the most D1 commits prior to the season going into this season. They had 7 kids that were committed, plus some younger guys. That they have some good offensive linemen, good defensive line. I know this year hasn't went like they thought it would. They're 3-7 on the year, or now 4-7 with a win tonight. They'll advance to play John Curtis next week.
That'll be, and they played earlier in the year. What was it, 36-26?
Something like that. They played a lot of close games. And look, we talked about them against, kind of like Westgate was a few years ago. Even at 3-7, St. Martinville did it tonight also. They're good enough to beat
Yeah.
anybody on any night, and they're bad enough to lose to anybody on any night. They just have to get some consistent play.
It's funny as that is, it's 100% true.
It's true.
You know, you have
right.
to be scared of them. It's kind of like, East Ascension's was a little
Absolutely.
like that,
Absolutely.
He's Todd Black, along with Jimmy Roy, Cade Waza, here on Louisiana Prep Scoreboard, presented by Lake Urgent Care. As we continue into hour number 2 tonight, we'll set the scene for who's playing in round 2, who is hosting in round 2, and hopefully getting to speak to a couple of more victorious head coaches. And we will continue our salute for Louisiana Prep athletes who have made that transition to serve in the military. This is round 1 of the postseason, and you're watching or listening to Louisiana Prep Scoreboard.
What do you mean,
on
they
104.5
canceled Lil Wayne?
ESPN
What do you mean?
Baton Rouge, 104.5 ESPN, and your view.
Don't have time for a cold? A cut? Those allergies? Or a sprain?
I really don't have time for this.
Lake Urgent Care is here to help with easy, convenient online check-in, virtual visits, or walk-in care. Plus, we're kid-friendly and open 7 days a week, including holidays and weekends. When you don't have the time to be sick or hurt, feel better faster at Lake Urgent Care and Lake After Hours.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
His name was Cain. He had countryside, I saw him ride. One day they found him.
The Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show,
Presented by Lake Urgent Care.
on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
From the Jamborees to the Superdome.
Your source for the most up-to-date scores and stats is right here. Now, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio,
Here's Todd Black, Jimmy Roy, and Cade Wazan.
Welcome to Hour 2 here in Round 1 of the playoffs for Louisiana Prep Scoreboard, presented by Lake Urgent Care. Cade Wazan, Todd Black, Jimmy Roy, Ryan, Casey, and Skip getting our scores tonight. Follow the scrolling ticker on the bottom of the screen for a complete scoreboard. We'll go through all 8 brackets tonight. We'll continue to interview some victorious head coaches and salute our prep military veterans throughout the night. Coming up in just a couple of minutes, got 3 more videos Cassie put together for us, and Coach Todd Black did the legwork on our Facebook page gathering names. We will continue to make those salutes as we honor our veterans on this Veterans Day weekend. Before we go to our next set of scores, we are efforting a head coach with a big win tonight. Ray Oquan gets the win for Iota as they name just eluded me on
Church
Point tonight. A huge win. So we're efforting Coach Oquan. But first, let's get you caught up on the scores from the non-select side.
The Division I non-select playoff bracket, presented by Lake Urgent Care.
Westgate over Terrebonne 27-10. Walker defeats Benton 55-26. North Shore over West Monroe 9-7. Santa Maula over Ouachita 31-3. Mandeville defeats Sam Houston 50-36. Southside over Thibodaux 42-9. Belle Chase a 43-16 winner over Parkway. Salmon defeats West Ouachita 20-17. Zachary over Barb 51-14. Dutchtown blanks South Lafourche 42-0. Chalmette's a 35-28 winner over Ponchatoula. Central defeats East St. John 43-15.
The Division II non-select playoff bracket, served by walk-ons.
DeRidder over Lakeshore 28-21. Plaquemine defeats Albany 45-0. Iowa shuts out Grant 49-0. West Feliciana over Mendon 42-8. Opelousas defeats Rain 57-6. Abbeville over Pearl River 34-20. Breaux Bridge over Eunice 35-19. Northwest over Franklin Parish 42-20. Wassman defeats Bruley 27-6. St. Martinville over Leesville 46-40. Jennings defeats Kaplan 34-6. Iota over Church Point 35-6.
The Division III non-select playoff bracket,
pumped by Peak Performance.
Caldwell Parish over Richwood 13-6. Jules Sumner defeats South Beauregard 18-14. Amite over Donaldsonville 21-6. Bogalusa over Westlake 42-7. Laurelville defeats Rayville 40-12. Port Allen over St. Helena 25-18. North Webster shuts out Patterson 42-0. South Plaquemine over Port Barry 34-16. And Manny blanks Springfield 61-0. Pine over Red River 38-16. Avoyelles defeats Kinder 28-22. And Mansfield over Marksville 34-28.
The Division IV non-select playoff bracket, insured by State Farm.
Franklin over Grand Lake 46-13. White Castle blanks Barnadoe 52-0. Welsh over Basile 42-20. Jeanerette over West St. John 12-6. East Feliciana blanks Elton 38-0. General Trask over Arcadia 22-6. Lake Arthur defeats Montgomery 46-35. Centerville over Oberlin 40-26. Mangum defeats Lakeview 54-14. Homer over Delhi 28-8. Oakdale over East Beauregard 53-21. Faraday 34. Jonesboro Heights 6.
Thank you, Skip. Thank you, Ryan. And thank you, Casey, getting our scores and producing tonight's program. Let's go ahead and jump on the hotline. Another victorious head coach is on the line as Coach Ray Oakwin gets the win with Iota, 35-6 tonight over Church Point. A big win for Iota. Coach, thanks so much for a couple minutes with us here on Louisiana Prep Scoreboard.
Absolutely, guys. Thank y'all for having me.
I wouldn't have slept too much this week, Coach, if I were you, because when we saw that after the ending of your game last week, and then you had to turn around and play them again, my stomach was turning for you. But you guys came out and, played spectacular to win 35-6. Did you see that coming?
No, we didn't. I didn't know if it was going to be another barn burner or, another come from behind, or they were going to get, the breaks that they needed. Yeah. The thing is, to hold Church Point to 6 points, our coaching staff did a great job of preparation, because I really thought that they were going to work on the things that they did well in the game. And obviously that they did. Church Point did. They're well coached. Some terrific athletes. That Jaden Reese is hard to stop. And, I was just looking at the stats just now, and our tailback had 79 yards. And Jaden had 82 yards. And the passing game in the rain was the thing that got, both offenses, moving and stuff. But, no, I did not expect that. I didn't expect our defense to play as well. We had a huge goal line stand right before halftime that changed everything. And then we get the pooch kick to start the second half. And we just took advantage of the breaks that we got.
Todd, when you look at the numbers of these teams going into this one, of course, last week they played a 48-44 game. And when you look at their offenses, Church Point goes into tonight averaging 34.6. Iota, I think, is 40.8. So you kind of see that. But then when you flip it around, Iota is only allowing 14.5 through the year, even with this 44 given up last week. So your defense did tonight really what it's been doing all year, other than last week.
Yes, sir. And Coach Kyle Smith, he's my defensive coordinator. His first year, he's been doing a terrific job. And he is connected with the kids. He listens to them. Our defensive coaches, we take the input from them, and we try to put our kids in a position to excel, on Friday night.
Go ahead.
It's just been a terrific and a pleasant year.
But when the kids feel like they have input, it makes it more,
ownership.
It is. That's pretty
a little
cool.
Ownership in it. Coach, the few times that I've seen Iota play, they were always run-heavy teams from years back. And now Peyton Renfro, your quarterback, has been outstanding. I'm sure he went over 2,000 yards tonight. He's thrown for 25 touchdowns. And the big thing that sticks out, you've seen these numbers a lot this year from guys throughout the state, but 25 touchdowns compared to 6 interceptions. As a head coach, you'll take that all day long.
I'm telling you, Coach, it's been terrific watching him manage this offense that Coach Thomas has put together, because we also have a running back that's our first 1,000-yard back in a couple of years. Last year we had 2 big backs that both had one had 9 and one had 700. And but still, we never thought we'd have Peyton doing what he's doing right now, and he's become a student of the game, and he's learned how to pick people apart. And tonight, Coach Poole and them, they put together what what my offensive coordinator called a very exotic and difficult look. And it took us a minute, and then we got lucky and we hit something, and then all of a sudden Peyton started putting it together. He's done a wonderful job. And yes, people in Iota are like, get in the power eye, let's go, and we do it. We did it. We implemented that. We started that last year, and it's a good time right now.
So you get under center is what you're telling us.
Oh, absolutely. That's another thing. So that's another thing. I got a junior quarterback who did this last year as a sophomore. He jumps out of the power spread or the spread, and he gets under center like it's clockwork. And we turned it around and we pounded it.
So
it's just terrific, man.
You have a good fullback, I would assume, if you're in the power eye or in the eye at times. Brock.
We got a Brock Keltner, and we use Trevor Ruffner, our two defensive tackles and a defensive end. Yes.
I think Brock's got a little Neville blood in him from.
Does
yeah, he does.
I figured you pulled that name out of your hat. I figured you had something.
Both of them, Coach. Both of them have touchdowns. And they don't play around. When we get in the power eye, it's like okay. They believe in it.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time here on the show tonight. Congratulations on this win, but best of luck as you guys continue on into round 2.
We enjoyed it.
Thank you. We're excited. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a tough one next week. They will go to Cecilia, who had a bye this week.
But you're right, though. I mean, if their defense, we always talk about it this time of year, right? What do they say, Kate, about defense?
It travels.
But, and also, and I haven't heard anybody yet, or I haven't received any texts or anything. Tonight's the first time, probably at least in South Louisiana. I know North Louisiana has had some rain games, a couple, but it's been dry all year. And I wonder whether teams, seeing the forecast, whether some coaches would practice with wet balls this week. I wonder who did, who didn't. And so far, we haven't heard of anybody having any issues with it or not.
It may be the first time we've gone a whole season where this hasn't been an issue all season. Down here, at least.
Look, and I'm going to tell you something else. I brought this just because of, working with quarterbacks. A lot of kids these days will grip it because they're trying to get it out of their hand without the laces.
Okay.
So I ask them, I'm like, with a wet ball, are you going to have to change your grip? And if the answer is yes, then you need to stick with the laces. Because a lot of times, even like with my hands, when it gets cold and the ball's hard, I can't grip it, So I would always have to go to the laces.
Most of the time they're going to tell you, quick game, you don't have to worry about finding the laces or anything where you have to take a drop and make a hit step. You have time to spin it. A lot of times, quick game, you're catching it and throwing it no matter what.
But you would say?
In the rain, yeah. I mean, everybody's different. A lot of it depends on the kid's hand size.
That's true.
And a good ball boy like Scott Nielsen.
Oh,
that is from Scott Nielsen, matter of fact. I had to put my letter on it. Yep.
Hey, as we lead toss into break here, let's salute the Navy, our prep athletes who are in the military. We're saluting statewide, and this is our salute to representatives from the Navy as we hit a break on this Veterans Day weekend. Louisiana Prep Scoreboard on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and your future.
At Louisiana Turf Cleaning, our number one priority is athlete safety. We specialize in sanitizing and general cleaning maintenance of artificial turf sports fields. From the constant wear and tear on the field to the bacterial, mold, and viruses that get under those turf fibers, we take care of it all. We also remove any unseen metal in the turf that could potentially cut an athlete. For more information, call me, Kerry Myers, to get a quote today, 504-453-6950. And let Louisiana Turf Cleaning keep your playing surface safe, 504-453-6950.
Don't have time for a trampoline injury? We don't have time for this today. We're here with online check-in so you can wait from anywhere. Plus, on-site digital x-rays. If you don't have time to be hurt, feel better faster with Lake Urgent Care and Lake After Hours.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Prep football from Carr to Karen Crow. Louisiana Prep Scoreboard with Cade, Todd, and Jimmy. Presented by Lake Urgent Care on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Welcome back to Louisiana Prep Scoreboard, presented by Lake Urgent Care. Cade Wazan, Todd Black, and Jimmy Roy. Shout out to Andy Fontenot with the Jambalaya Shop in Prairieville on Airline Highway, right next to Chris's Specialty Foods, supplying some very delicious chicken and sausage jambalaya for us tonight.
Really good.
And,
right next door to Todd's house almost.
Yeah, yeah. Some white beans, some salad. It is a good spot, and we appreciate the hospitality for our crew here at Louisiana Prep Scoreboard. Let's jump on the hotline, and we join a victorious head coach, David Simoneau, Central, getting the win tonight over East St. John in the non-select Division I bracket. Coach, congratulations on the win, and thanks for a couple minutes with us tonight.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, Kate.
Did I see Coach Camp barking in the fourth quarter on the sideline?
Highly unlikely. Such a sedate guy, you know.
Hey, if he was barking on the sideline tonight, he deserved it after that.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna tell you,
he had the dog in him.
Yeah.
Defense played well, man. It was they threw a deep one on our young guys at the end. It was a shutout in the second half by our first group, man. I was proud of them.
You know, one of the things going into when you're playing a team as talented as East St. John, they had 3 receivers that could flat go. They had a couple quarterbacks that could throw the football. And one of the things you got to worry about is giving up the big play, but your defense eliminated that all night. I saw a couple of them where they may get a 30 or 40-yard play, but you didn't give up the big one.
I thought Coach Camp did a great job with our scheme, man, and really both of the touchdown or the one touchdown was on 4th down and goal from the 6, but they ran a little scheme, and I think they ended up, just pulling it down, a quarterback draw type deal, and 10 for them is the second quarterback that came in, but man, he's a dynamic player. So, the deal was kind of bend but don't break, and we made them earn everything, and they settled for one field goal early, and then I think with about a minute and a half left to go in the first half, they scored that quarterback draw, So
yep, 32
I was proud
seconds.
of them how they made them earn it,
So they scored 32 seconds left to make it 15-9. You go a little over 5-minute drive to start the second half, and then you follow that one with a 96-yard drive to put you up 29-9. I think that Zach Morris has really grown and matured in the last couple of years as a play caller, because I've known Zach his whole life. I know his whole family, and there have been a few years at Central where I questioned, like, okay, what's he doing? And then, the couple times I've seen him this year is so much better. And I think that just comes with his maturity, his being used to it now, and he's made a tremendous stride.
Well, I went and got Zach from Central when I was at Catholic for a reason, man. I love his character. I love his work ethic. It's unquestioned. And, in terms of what we're doing on the offensive side of the ball this year, I just think he's done an awesome job. The amount of points we put up against the Zacharies and the Catholics of the world and all that type stuff, I think gave us some credibility. Obviously being able to come in tonight and put the game plan together, he did. It was really impressive. And we were really close to scoring again in the first half, and we had 4 first half possessions. One of them we threw a pick going in at about the 18-yard line. It was a great call, and the other was the end of the half drive. So. But we scored on all second half drives except for taking a knee at the end. And, man, I'm proud of him, and he's done a great job, and look forward to going on the road next week up to old Todd's alma mater and trying to give him a hell of a fight.
You'll see my statue up there. And hey, in week 7 and 8, man, you had 2 tough losses against 2 good teams. What did you learn about your team in those losses?
Well, I think that just playing the caliber of football that we played against those guys was something that, made us better. And, we learned a lot about ourselves. We were able to move the football pretty well against both of those groups. And, as the year progresses, you always find out more about who you are and, what you can attack people with and all that type stuff. And, in the future, we hope to have a little bit of a tougher schedule so that, we can be a little more prepared when it does get to week 7, week 8. And you're playing those types of football teams, and you're not surprised with the level of speed, physicality, and all that type of stuff. So we'll be clubbing up in schedule here moving forward.
Coach, Damon Blocker has just been unbelievable for you all season long. He's not the breakaway back, but he's that guy that's going to get you 100-plus yards tonight. He's going to get you 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 yards a pop. He's going to bust one for 30, 40.
2-point conversion.
2-point conversions. You line him up in the Wildcat, different things. He's been lights out for you. And another guy that I want to mention is Aiden Wilkinson. He creates, I know when I was talking to you and I talked to Coach Brewington the same week y'all played, and he just talked about the mismatch that guy creates for you guys. And you move him all over the field. You'll line him up in the backfield. You line him up as a tight end. You'll line him up as a H-back, F-back, however y'all terminology is, that type things. He goes all over the place for you, and he's a nightmare.
Yeah. Aiden played with a big old swole ankle tonight, and he was a game-time decision. Just country tough kid, man, and a guy that went out there and played his butt off for us in a really painful night, but he did a great job. And then Damon Blocker, really from the time we walked on the campus, he was nursing the tibia-fibia fracture that he had last year. And he got healthy for us in the off season about mid-February, and all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, he's a 315-pound power cleaner, and he's just a guy that shows up and just works his butt off, man. we knew that he had the type of just different toughness that we wanted to build our offense around, and he's been a great guy that we've been able to part of what we're doing.
Well, Coach, look, we appreciate it. Complete domination by you guys tonight. Really proud of you guys. One heck of a season so far, and it continues another week as you travel up to, like you see the statue of Todd Black up there. But good luck to you guys going to Neville next week.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
All right.
My statue's bronzed.
It's bronze. I figure it's made of
it's made out of paper.
Pinata material stuff.
Look, I want to make sure we give a shout out to our State Farm Student Athlete of the Week. And Casey, if you can pull up this graphic, it is, hopefully I'm saying this correctly, Dalton Raffini.
Yep.
With a GPA of 3.98 to 27 on the ACT. As you can see, is involved in quite a bit. Beta Club, National Honor Society member, volunteer youth coach at St. Alphonsus, usher at church, and an avid outdoorsman.
Yep.
He is number 12, and he is our State Farm Student Athlete of the week.
Coach Semino talked about Blocker as a hard worker. Dalton is the same way. He likes to get on the field. He'll do whatever it takes. He's a quarterback, but they've also had him at H-back. They've had him at wide receiver. He's just one of those kids that loves the game, loves to work, and just an all-around great kid. And he's the perfect, kid for the Student Athlete of the Week. And, you say outdoorsman. He sent me a picture of him, and he's like 6'4", and the frog was like from his shoulder to his waist.
I'm still waiting to get invited to go fishing at their place.
Oh, okay. So wait, let me tell you this. So Trey, Dalton's dad, knew Sid, Redemptor's connections, and Sid recommended me, and that's how I got to meet Dalton. So everything goes through Coach Sid Edwards.
Mm-hmm. There's a tree, a lot of influence.
That is a tree, isn't it?
From Coach Sid Edwards. Let's go ahead and get you caught up on the scores. Well, actually, what we're going to do here is we're going to set up round 2, and we'll start first on the select side.
The Division I Select Playoff Bracket, restored by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic.
Jesuit travel across town to play Holy Cross. Karen Crow travel to Lafayette to play Acadiana. Woodlawn goes to New Orleans to play Edna Carr. Alexandria to New Orleans to play Brother Martin. John Errett comes to Memorial to play Catholic of Baton Rouge. St. Aug will travel to Curtis. Tioga will travel to St. Paul. And Rummel will travel to Captain Shreve.
The Division II Select Playoff Bracket, presented by Lake Urgent Care.
Sherman will head over to St. Thomas More. Livingston will travel to Baton Rouge to play St. Michael. Archbishop Shaw will travel up north to play Evangel. Vanderbilt will travel to John F. Kennedy. Peabody will travel over to Lafayette to play Lafayette Christian. McDonough 35 will travel to Lake Charles to play St. Louis Catholic. Madison Prep will travel to Lafayette to play Turlings Catholic. And De La Salle will travel to Thibodaux to play E.D. White.
The Division III Select Playoff Bracket, served by walk-ons.
Ascension Episcopal will travel to St. Charles. Notre Dame will travel to Dearborn Woods Charter. Lake Charles College Prep will travel to Catholic New Iberia. Patrick Taylor will travel to Baton Rouge to play University Lab. St. Thomas Aquinas will travel to New Orleans to play Isidore Newman. Episcopal will travel to Bunkie. Parkview will travel to Dunham. And Menard will travel to Calvary.
The Division IV Select Playoff Bracket, insured by State Farm.
Delhi Charter will travel to Vermilion Catholic. Ascension Catholic will travel to Opelousas Catholic. Catholic Point Capee will travel to Riverside. Covenant Christian will travel to St. Martin's Episcopal. Washita Christian will host Westminster. St. Mary's will host Glenbrook. Central Catholic will travel to St. Frederick. And Hanson will come down to Baton Rouge to play Southern Lab.
And as we go to break, we have a chance once again to honor our prep military heroes. and we'll go back and salute again to the Air Force.
Don't have time for a cold? A cut? Those allergies? Or a sprain?
I really don't have time for this.
Lake Urgent Care is here to help with easy, convenient online check-in, virtual visits, or walk-in care. Plus, we're kid-friendly and open 7 days a week, including holidays and weekends. When you don't have the time to be sick or hurt, feel better faster at Lake Urgent Care and Lake After Hours.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is all
coaches and a radio professional. Gee, I wonder who wrote that one. Louisiana Prep Scoreboard with Cade, Todd, and Jimmy. Presented by Lake Urgent Care on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Welcome back to Louisiana Prep Scoreboard, presented by Lake Urgent Care. Cade Wazan, Todd Black, and Jimmy Roy. And one of the headlines as we opened tonight's show, when we went through our opening drive, was the win for Ostruma. The Indians get the win over Northside tonight and advance to round 2. And going back to some of those very first couple of shows where we talked about their win over their win in the Jamboree and how much momentum that could build. Boy, just think now what's going on for Coach Sid Edwards and the excitement around the program with a playoff win. We welcome on Coach Sid Edwards here. Coach, congratulations, and thanks for a couple of minutes with us tonight.
My honor. Glad to be talking to you guys.
Coach, this one kind of surprised me. You go over there, it's a 17 and a 16 seed, so you look at it as, hey, it's going to be a close game. Northside had played a really tough schedules, and I kind of gave a little bit of edge to them because of that, and they played some really good team stuff. But you guys just came out on fire tonight and took it to them.
We did. I'm really proud of these kids. It felt different on the bus ride there, and I think, in high school football, when you get into sudden death situations, I told them before the game that we're going to ride up there, and I'm proud of them. And win, lose, or draw, I'll be glad to ride back with them. But you never know when it's your last ride, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we really played. We played well, and on both offense and defense.
Coach, going into the year, talking with you, you really didn't know about your quarterback situation.
Right.
And Lemoyne Brady, all he does for not knowing who you guys are going to be, throws for right at 1,700 yards and 15 touchdowns going into tonight. He's been phenomenal for you.
Really remarkable story. You hurt his knee in last year's regular season game, and it didn't tend to it till we got there in April and discovered it. He had knee surgery, in May, and to come back off that and have the year he had, and he's a tough kid, man. He's a true 70805er, and great student, great kid, and just tough.
What do you think your spring? I know you still got to go a couple more weeks, hopefully, for you. But Jimmy and I were just talking about winning is gonna, you're gonna have to buy more uniforms. You're gonna have a lot of good problems ahead of you. If just in this short time, in the bigger change that you've made. Do you ever sit back and, I know you don't, but you should look at the good job that you've done and for that community, and how you've given a lot of kids hope to be something they probably never thought they'd be, and that's in the second round of the playoffs.
Yeah, man. I think it's ordained. It's just really special. We had some, when you looked at our season, we had a 29-0 lead on Westville, and these kids didn't know how to finish. I'm trying to teach them, and we ran out of gas. 5-point loss to Plaquemine. We've had some tough ones, but as coaches, y'all know, you got to have some proof. That Jamboree win, I thought they had won the Super Bowl the way they acted, but you got to have some proof, and a night like tonight provides that, and it goes so far. I can tell y'all now, you guys, y'all used to frequent Plank Road. Not that it's not active, but they're hopping tonight. They're doing the Indian War chant from Mohegan to Cannon.
Is the horse riding around tonight?
Oh no, the horse is resting.
Horse. Well, I wish they could play at home. They're gonna have to make another trip back to Lafayette area and play St. Thomas more. But I wish they could play at home, and I bet that atmosphere would be crazy. But yeah, that community's got a lot to be proud of, Sid. Todd and I have said multiple times that most of the time they give the head coach or the coach of the year in the district to whoever wins the district, and I think that's stupid. But, I don't think anybody in that district's done a better job than you have, and congratulations on it, and just keep building it, man.
Thank you so much, and I'll leave you with this. I told the boys we're playing St. Thomas more, and they said, oh, yeah, that's on Goodwood. So we still got a long way to go. But
well, hey, they don't fear them then.
Oh, man.
They don't fear them.
No, they don't. I promise you. I promise. That's a good story, by the way.
Yeah, yes, indeed. Well, Coach, congratulations, man. We're proud of you.
All right. Thank y'all so much.
All right.
Man.
That's great.
Hey, they're not intimidated by him, are they?
Nope.
That's just T1 Goodwood.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not only is he winning games, man, he's changing lives. And, we know, Baton Rouge is not far behind New Orleans, and any little bit of change is good. And
he's out in the community, beating the streets, going to, what was it, a gas station that does barbecues and things, handing out T-shirts and tickets to games and
meeting with
or
church
schedules,
leaders
meeting with church leaders and things like that. I could tell you stories I can't tell on air. Some of the things that he's been through, and it's just flat out
some of the
incredible.
environments that some of these kids are in. It's just it's
our student athlete of the week, our State Farm student athlete of the week, or former when Michael Dempsey has had a really big year for him, playing both ways. But he's over 600 yards in receiving. So congratulations to Michael.
Let's set the scene for round 2 of the 4 non-select brackets, and then we'll salute another part of our prep military veterans. But we'll start first with an update on the non-select brackets.
The Division I non-select playoff bracket, presented by Lake Urgent Care.
Westgate will travel up north to play Ruston. Walker will travel to North Shore. Santa Maria over to Mandeville. Southside headed up north to Airline. Destrehan will host Belle Chase. Salmon will head to Zachary. Chalmette will travel to Dutchtown. And Central will travel up to Neville.
The Division II non-select playoff bracket, served by walk-ons.
DeRitter will travel to North DeSoto. Iowa will host Plaquemine. Opelousas will travel to West Feliciana. Abbeville will travel to Lutcher. Breaux Bridge will travel to Assumption. Northwest will host Waspin. St. Martinville will host Jennings. And Iota will travel to Cecilia.
The Division III non-select playoff bracket, pumped by Peak Performance.
Caldwell will head up to Gina. Jules Sumner will travel to Amy. Lorville over to Bogalusa. Port Allen up north to Union Parish. North Webster travels to St. James. South Plaquemine travels to Manny. Pine will travel to Avoyelles. And Sterlington will host Mansfield.
The Division IV non-select playoff bracket, insured by State Farm.
Franklin will travel to Logansport. White Castle will travel to Welsh. Jeanerette will host East Feliciana. General Trask will travel to Haynesville. Oak Grove will host Lake Arthur. Centerville will host Mangum. Homer will host Oakdale. And Faraday will travel to Kentwood.
And as we go to break here, we have one more chance to honor those who served and have served from our prep family around the state. This is our chance to honor our Marines here on this Veterans Day weekend on Louisiana Prep School.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. all of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of Front to Back Boat Service.
Running Boards marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
His name was King. He had a horse along the countryside. I saw him ride. One day they found him.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistants.
Back to Louisiana Prep Scoreboard with Cade, Todd, and Jimmy. Presented by Lake Urgent Care on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Welcome back to Louisiana Prep Scoreboard. Cade Wazan, Todd Black, and Jimmy Roy. We are presented by Lake Urgent Care. Earlier tonight, Zachary, the 6th seed in the non-select Division I bracket, defeated Barb, and they advance. And earlier tonight, they got a fun crew out there of parents and supporters. We're there pretty much every week and travel most weeks to support the boys. And Casey, if you can pull up this photo, there's a lucky charm that has traveled with this team throughout the season, that being the barbecue pit known as Little Boosie. And Kyle now has his own shirt. Jimmy, can you set this up for us?
I don't know. All of a sudden they pull out a shirt. I think he's going to start trying to sell them to raise some money to buy a new pit when Little Boosie collapses on him. It's held up with JB Weld right now.
Yeah.
But, hey, they did have 4 links of sausage on it tonight instead of 2. They crammed it full.
Yeah, well, that's you're really pushing it with that thing. But it's proven to be a good luck charm. It's traveled quite a bit, and now we'll have to see how far it goes in the postseason. Let's go ahead and honor tonight's top performers with something we like to call helmet stickers.
Highlighting tonight's top performers. This is Helmet Stickers on Louisiana Prep Scoreboard.
Oh, said the same thing as the voice guy. Interesting. There's really a lot of names we could throw out here. Look, I'll be honest. We'll say it one more time before we get out of here, but I can't thank the men and women who serve our country enough. I think that goes without saying. We appreciate the videos that Cassie put together and the work that Coach Todd Black did collecting these names, whether it's Marines, Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard, Army, Air Force, you name it. You signed that your name on that dotted line and made that commitment. That's significant in my book. So a salute this weekend. As far as players from tonight, I'll go back to that Central East St. John game, and I don't know if I have the stats fully. I just got a couple from watching the ball game. 3 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion for Damon Blocker, and didn't know the background about him not even possibly being available, being a game-time decision. He toughed it out, and it was really tough tonight.
Absolutely. He had to go. And I'm going to echo what you said with Todd and Cassie did a really good job with the Marines. I was with Jordan Charlet out at Zachary this afternoon for the tailgate. I didn't go to the game, but I went out there and hung out with the guys. And his son was one of them mentioned. And when I told him about it, Jude is his name. He was excited to see that. I sent him a video of it, and he was appreciative of that. But my helmet sticker goes to Louis Cook tonight, 400th win.
Wow.
Over at Notre Dame. We've had the opportunity to coach against him for several years, and I thought they were the most well-prepared team we've played. We've went against Parkview multiple times, and with no disrespect to what those guys did over there, Louis and them, they never did anything special, but they were always in the right place. They were so fundamentally sound. So 400 wins. When you think about guys like Sid Edwards is almost to 200. David Brewerton's at 160-something. There's only 3 guys in the state of Louisiana that's ever reached 400. That's JT Curtis, Jim Hightower, and Louis Cook. Unbelievable.
So I'm going back to my helmet stickers are going to go back to military. Braxton Ebarb for the Marines, Manny, 2021, and also Dallas Halligan, Navy, went to Hanson, and he graduated in 2023. It just drives me nuts that I left these guys off of the scroll, but we've got them on Facebook page, and
they got personal shout-outs on the show as well.
They got personal shout-outs, right. That's, of course.
We didn't mention, but to tell you what, Bardalis, again, making a tremendous impact. And who knows how far the Wildcats go, but
they go to North Shore next week. I think they take care of that business. And you sitting there now after that, you're looking at a really good matchup with them and Ruston.
Round two shapes up with a lot of good ones. I know we've eyed up Parkview and Dunham, but
Parkview and Dunham and Baton Rouge is going to be the best game by far. One to watch next week that I think is Opelousas, which destroyed Rain tonight, 57-6, goes to West Feliciana, which I think is be a number 12 versus a number 5. West Feliciana is going to have their hands really full next week.
Did Sam Houston's score surprise you? We've seen this team play so well this year.
The North Shore District kind of surprised me. I thought Ponchatoula could have won that game. They blew that. Chalmette scored 21 unanswered late in the game.
Yeah,
I thought they might have won that one. I thought Sam Houston would win, but Mandeville's played well, winning their last couple games.
Right.
North Shore, obviously going up to West Monroe. They went up and did that a couple of years ago. So they've made that trip before.
I think they lost in overtime.
Right. Yeah, it was a close game, so they'd made that trip before. But we've been on the North Shore not playing really good football this year, not scoring many points, but they were successful tonight. And Nate Shepard, the running back for Mandeville, the last stat I received was he was at 328 yards rushing.
Then you got non-select Division IV, you had a 20 seed, 19 seed, 22 seed. We didn't even talk about Woodlawn going up to Shreveport and beating Huntington.
Yeah.
That's a big win. It's not – Huntington's a 4A team. Woodlawn's 5. We're going to have to talk one day about why that has to happen, but it has to do with the split, staying within that boundary. But there were some upsets in there, and, it makes for good second-round games.
We talked about Iota's win. We talked about the win saw the win for Abbeville. We talked to their coach last week. Wonder how many passes they threw this week, but whatever it was, they got them enough to advance. And then
Port Allen going to
Yeah.
to St. Helena got a good win.
Mm-hmm.
Two programs that's been through a lot this year.
That's certain.
St. Helena has been through a lot.
You got Division II non-select. You got the 26 seed, the 22 seed, the 19 seed, and the 17 seed. They all advanced.
And we talk about so much the matchups and how well your team matches up. And you look at these seedings as we've gone through the last 10 years or so in various formats of select versus non-select. And so much where these seedings have a meaning, but you look at them and you go, it isn't the same because teams maybe are a little bit closer than you would think. The 16-17 is not as far as apart, certainly, and even the 18-15 is not as far apart as it used to be.
Look, and Amite and Jules Sumner next week. In Week 10, Jules Sumner beat Amite.
Like 16-8, 14-6, something like that. Yeah, low-scoring game.
Thanks so much to everyone tonight for Casey and Ryan and Skip and Cassie, who helped us with the videos as well. And a big salute to all our military veterans. For Coach Todd Black, for Jimmy Roy, I'm Cade Waze. We will see you next week for Louisiana Prep Scoreboard, presented by Lake Urgent Care. Good night, everyone.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a